guys.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. It's Illest Evo out here with my Evo 8 super fast, you know. We about to do some coilover installs of some max speeding rods. What are they called? Max speeding rods.
I think it's just max speeding rods.
Alright, I'm out. You can do it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is gonna be something that I've always wanted to do. It's something that I've been looking forward to doing basically ever since I've gotten Evo. But today's the day where I am installing my very own coilovers. Shout out to Max Speeding Rods for giving me this set. I'm super excited to try them out. It has the dampening on it and everything. So, I've never installed coilovers before. Oh, those are heavy.
Grab it.
It's too heavy to hold the whole time. I've never installed coilovers on any car before. So usually when a lot of people tell me to do it, I'm kind of hesitant because I've personally never done it on my car before. But I decided to lower the Evo finally, and I'm super excited because you know what this means. I get to go harder in the canyons, which means more content for you guys. So super excited to start on this, and I do have Miguel DSM here that is going to be helping me out.
Just in case. I know she knows how to work on cars, so she should be okay. But you know, sometimes you need a little bit of help, so I'm here for that. I'm actually just
moral support
on my DSM, so moral support. Exactly.
Yes, car things. So he's going to be working on his DSM while I'm going to be working on the Evo, and we're going to get things done today. So super excited.
Yes, sir. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Let's get this.
Could be good for me. Lately I was feeling like I need a purpose. But when you talk to me, give me the impression that I won't scratch your surface. And I could walk for days, searching for your praise. But is it even there to find? Is there a chance for me to clean your memories? Will I slowly lose my mind? Lost in your maze, stuck in your gaze. How can I get out? I'm out of time to make you mine. Baby, show me how.
So in order to get this strut out, which is the OEM Bilstein, I have to loosen these 3 bolts, which I already did. And then I already took off the bottom 2 giant bolts and the bolt and the nut on this side for the strut. I already loosened it, so I have it loose as you can see. I just have it posted up on the actual jack because I don't want to have my brake lines just hanging. You don't want to put tension on these because then these could rip and then you'll have a brake bleed, so you don't want to have that. Out with the old, in with the new. Oof. What a difference, man. Shout out to Bilstein. They created some great struts, but it's time to move on. So this is the old strut that I just pulled off right now.
Thing's huge.
It's a lot heavier too.
What is this? Is heavier?
This one's a lot heavier than this one. Like, I thought this was heavy, but like just looking at it, I mean the OEM strut is ridiculous.
This is like the size of your head.
This is the size of you.
Wow.
So I have both ends installed. As you can see, I tightened up everything below. The wheels are already on. I just have to lower it, and I'm pretty scared, honestly, because this wheel gap was literally how big my wheel gap was when I was on load. Like,
Grown up.
you want to be rude and interrupt my video? So basically, this wheel gap is literally how big my wheel gap was when I was on load on the floor. I could literally stick my foot in here. If anything, this is smaller without load, and so I'm super scared to actually put some load on this. But we're gonna drop it right now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drive it out and rotate it and start on the rear end.
That's a good height. Got like half a finger over here. That's good.
So I just finished up the front. It looks way different, dude. It's crazy. I'm super excited. Oh no. Look at how low that is. For me, this is like the lowest I've ever been on a car, so do not judge me if this is not low. It's low for me. Like, even just the front end makes a huge difference. You can see the front end. Look at this gap. It's probably like, what is that, 2 fingers, 3 fingers? Something like that. 2 fingers. Versus this, like, boy, I could fit my whole fist in here. It's such a big difference. So now I'm basically gonna go ahead and start the Evo, turn it around, and start on the rear end. So we got the Evo in the garage, in reverse. I have the trunk open because we're gonna need to access some bolts and nuts from there. Miguel is detailing his car right now, so you might hear some buffing noise in the background. But let's get started and let's knock this out. Let's get it done, guys. So I didn't really record much on the rear end because I didn't have enough hands to record and do this, because it turns out it's a lot more complicated than it looks. When it comes to the rear coilover, you have to remove this lower control arm. So this releases it with this nut and this bolt, and then this releases the actual bottom of the strut with this nut and this bolt, and then there's 2 bolts up top, right there, as you can see, that go to the top and that go through the trunk that you have to release. And it seems easier because, first of all, it's 1 less bolt than the front, but it's actually more difficult because you have to make sure that everything fits properly here and here. And when I maxed out the coilover, for some reason it wasn't fitting and matching into this, so I think it's because it's hitting this upper control arm. It like barely clears it, but basically I wouldn't be able to push it back enough in order for it to fit through this hole. So it's a little frustrating going back and forth with that one. So I finally got that side in, and I'm working on this side, making sure that everything fits right, and yeah. So this one I'm gonna finish right now, and then the front end, I realized that I accidentally switched the tires. So these are directional, so I accidentally put them on the wrong side. So basically this wheel has to go on the other side, and this wheel has to come on this side. And then I do also have to go back and readjust the coilover itself, because it turns out that this side is lower than this side by a finger. So I just want to make sure that my ride height is perfect and that I'm not sideways before I drive it. So hopefully this doesn't take me long to knock out, because that side took me a while. So I have no idea how. Maybe it's the way that I did it, but I tried something different, and this one went in like nothing. Like, it literally took me a minute to put this one in. You know what I think it is? I think it's because the other side, I didn't put this, I put the strut in, I put the strut, see? I'm used to non-lowering. Anyways, I put the coilover in first on the other side, and I bolted it up top, and basically I was trying to make it fit down here. But on this side, what I did is I put the lower control arm first, and then I put the coilover in and I kind of like rested it on here, and then I used the jack to lift it up to match it in those holes, and then this one just lined up and I just stuck the bolt in, got that one in, and then I went up top and then I tightened down the bolts up there. So I like this side. This side is my favorite right now. And the way that I measured is I just put like 3 fingers right here and then 3 fingers on the other side just to make sure that my rear suspension is pretty even. So I'm just gonna tighten everything down and then lower the car and then basically reverse the car again and work on the front end. So I was putting my wheel on, but I completely forgot that when I had my old set of wheels, it actually messed up my fender, in which it unfolded. So I know this is gonna make a lot of you cringe, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So I am hammering this back in place because I do not want to cut my tires when I hit bumps, especially because I'm gonna be lower. I know this is gonna be a problem, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hammer it back where it's supposed to be. And I did it to the other side because it happened to the other side on the rear, and my paint is chipping. I know I could use a heat gun to protect my paint, but I mean, I don't plan on keeping this paint for long anyways, so it doesn't really matter to me, honestly. So I think I might have gone a little too low. There's no wheel gap. Oh my god. No. So after looking at the fitment, the front end, I'm probably just gonna leave alone. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not like a huge gap, but it is a lot lower. The rear, however, is slammed currently, so I need to raise this up because that is ridiculous. I basically won't be able to have anyone in my car. Like, it is so low. And I felt it as soon as I got in the car too. So we're basically gonna do another take. I've taken off these wheels I don't know how many times to adjust this ride height. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never installed coilovers before, so this is a huge learning experience for me. Basically just going back and forth, readjusting, taking off the wheel, putting it on, testing fitment, looking at it. It's a lot of work, man. But hopefully this is the last time I take off the wheel and readjust everything, so then I don't have to do this again, because this is ridiculous. So yeah, let's get to it and let's finish this job because I want to drive her. Even though it's raining right now, I'm gonna wait until it's done so then I can get her on the road and just do a little test drive. So I finished. I adjusted the front. The front is completely maxed out right now, not too low. It's about like 1 to 2 fingers, 1.5 gap, and then I have the rear that has like, it's a little bit lower in the rear, but I raised it up because it was way too low. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted right now a little story of how the rear looked before, which is it was way too low. Like, it was like slammed. So I was like, I'm not about that life. So I raised it up just a little bit, so I think it looks pretty good. But right now I'm gonna go test drive it, see how it feels, make sure everything's good, and then also I'm gonna go take a couple photos, make sure she looks great in camera. And yeah, so there's gonna be a separate video of me basically reviewing the coilovers for max speed. I just want to say huge shout out to Max Speeding Rods. They sponsored this video for me to go ahead and create content for you guys and for me to finally lower the Evo. I'm super excited to try these out. The installation was pretty straightforward, wasn't difficult. I've replaced the front struts on these before, so it's pretty simple. The only thing that was a little tricky for me, because I've never installed coilovers, is the adjusting part. You live and you learn though. I basically had to keep taking off the wheels and readjusting my ride height, but that's just me. I probably should have done a little bit more research, but the coilovers themselves were easy to actually adjust. So huge shout out to them. Really appreciate it. Go check out their website. I will have the link in the bio below for you guys to go ahead and check out all of their products. They don't just have coilovers, they have a bunch of other products. So definitely looking forward to keeping in contact with them and creating more content for you guys. So thank you guys for watching, appreciate it, and like and subscribe for more. So I took it on a test drive, but I decided to go get boba with Sam. Hi Sam. And I just wanted to show you guys, look how good it looks. It looks really good, and it makes a huge difference because I was getting out of my car and I literally was like struggling because I'm used to it being higher. and it easier for me to get out, but this looks so good. I'm in love with it. Shout out to JD Customs for those quick release bumper kits. You see them? I see them. Shout out to Max Speeding Rods for these coilovers. Should I have slammed it, Sam?